What's happening, YouTube? This is Sweet Potatoes, and we're back again with another episode of the Sunday Show. Thank you all for joining me. Now, it's been a couple of weeks since we've done this. You know, in this show, we're covering all the DCEU stuff, and quite frankly, ever since the Wonder Woman trailer 2 come out, there's been a steady decline in news and gossip, and you know, it's just been dry. So, rather than just forcing a show. You know, I'm not the best of YouTubers, but you know, I'll give it a go. But I'm not going to just force a show out just for the sake of putting a show out. So, if there's something to talk about, I'll talk about it. Now, I try and do them every Sunday, you know, hence the Sunday show. But quite frankly, if there's nothing to talk about, it's not worth just sitting there and me playing cards on my own, you know. So, well, there's a few things to talk about. There's been a couple of little things over the last week or so. So I'm just going to cover it today. It's not going to be a massive, long show because nothing's really happened, you know, not concrete anyway. But then whenever is there anything concrete other than trailers and castings? Speaking of castings, we're going to cover that in a moment. Now, the first bit I'd like to talk about today is Aquaman has got an official release date. Now, it was penciled in for July 2018. It's now been pushed back a little bit, so a bit of a shame. We've got to wait a bit longer for the Aquaman. He's now coming out on the 5th of October 2018, so that is it. That is penciled in. That is when that is coming out, so it's still happening. Nothing's happening horrible, you know, behind the scenes. So it's all happening. 5th of October 2018. Now, obviously DC still, well, Warner Brothers have still got that July slot. So what are they going to fill that with? Could it possibly be the Batman? You know, who knows? Flash is still happening. I think it's going to be a little bit later than originally thought because of Dave left directorial duties. So, you know, who's going to be next? Flash, I'm just waffling now. But, Aquaman. 5th of October 2018. Can't wait for that, it's going to be good. Can't wait to see him in Justice League. He's, you know, that little behind the scenes featurette that Snyder tweeted out about a month ago or whenever it was. It looks like he's having a proper good time. So I think in the film he's going to be grim and, you know, man's man, as he comes across in the little trailer that came out at Comic Con last year. So, but he looks like he's loving being a part of it. Looking forward to seeing him in Justice League. Looking forward to seeing him in his own flick, Aquaman. So yeah, that's all that. Now, as seems to be the trend with Warner Brothers, DC, you know, and all the people behind the scenes who's associated with the making of the films, you know, Snyder, Jeff Johns, whenever there's someone about to get cast for the film, or you know, there's this trend that keeps happening where there'll be a rumour about a person, you know, an actor, whatever, and they'll start getting added on Twitter by Zack Snyder, you know, or Jeff Johns, or Ben Affleck, and then they start following them back, and then boom, all of a sudden we get an announcement, like Joe Mango Jello. Same thing happened with him, you know, he was putting pictures of himself on Twitter, like, oh look, I'm in London, you know, what just for an holiday? It's a coincidence that Justice League's being filmed at the same time. So, anyway, so there was the picture of him in London, and then there was, all of a sudden he was following Ben Affleck, Ben Affleck's following him, then Zack Snyder, and back and forth, and then there was the little, the test footage of this Deathstroke coming out of what looks like Batman's ship, like the Flying Fox, or whatever you call it, and then, before you know it, boom, there I am. I've been cast as Deathstroke. So, yeah, and it's, same thing happened with Dave, Rick Family, who left the Flash picture recently. You know, just started following each other on Twitter, and then boom, there's an announcement. Now, last week, the same thing has been happening with actor John Cleese. You know, bless his heart, the old boy from Monty Python, Fawlty Towers, and all that sort of thing. He's been getting followed, and likewise him following back certain DC people. So is there going to be a little announcement of John Cleese playing a role? I mean, if this was a couple of years ago, I would have said he's going to be Alfred. Although, I think, what's his name? Jeremy Irons is smashing the role as Alfred. So, you know, unless, maybe he could be like a plan B in case God rest him, Jeremy Irons, in case he dies. But anyway, so John Cleese, who's he playing? Is he going to... Did they just bump into each other in a coffee shop and it's like, oh yeah, I'll add you up on Twitter, yeah, we're going for a beer. So who knows? And also, I've covered it last time I done a Sunday show 2 weeks ago. We were talking about the Green Lantern. You know, is he going to show up in Justice League for a cameo? It's going to be the Justice League Corps coming out sort of 2020, 2021, something like that. If it happens at all, you know, I think they're trying to give it a bit of distance between the Ryan Reynolds flop that was Green Lantern, which I don't think is as bad as what people say. Don't get me wrong, I'm glad it's not part of the DCEU, but anyway, there's going to be a Green Lantern coming along at some point. Now, rumour has it that Armie Hammer, I mean, it sounds like a tool maker, do you know what I mean? Anyway, Armie Hammer has been doing the same thing that happened with Joe Manganiello, John Cleese and Rick well, Dave. And he's been getting added up on Twitter, you know, he's getting followed by Jeff Johns, Joe Manganiello. They've been communicating saying congratulations. And he even said on one of his last tweets, a big announcement coming soon. It's like, oh, it's almost definite. It's almost concrete. So there is strong rumours suggesting that he's going to be cast as Green Lantern. So I mean, who knows? It's all speculation. Nothing's concrete. Although he has got ties with DC, and in fact, Henry Cavill, Superman himself, in last year's Man from U.N.C.L.E., they starred alongside each other in that film. I've not actually seen it myself. In actual fact, I can't think of any movie I've seen Armie Hammer in. I mean, I think his name sounds like seriously cool. You know, it's just, yeah, it sounds like a really strong toothpaste. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, so he's quite friendly with Henry Cavill already. He's getting the old the Twitter mill going, just like it seems to be always happening with the DC stuff. And also he's got ties with DC because I think in about 2007 there was going to be a Justice League movie directed by George Miller. Now it got scrapped because of the writer's strike that happened about that time. You know, a lot of pictures got scrapped. He was casting that as Batman. You know, all the characters, all the lead characters was already cast and it's ready to go. But the writer's strike, you know, I think they all just wanted an holiday personally. But so he's got links with DC and he's already been alongside Henry Cavill. And normally you find in Hollywood, a lot of people that have worked with each other before. It tends to bode well for their CV of like future projects, you know, because if they've been proven to work with each other and it's worked out all right, they will put them, you know, back together sometimes. So yeah, it's a very good possibility that he could be in the running to be getting cast. But as who? Is it just going to be a small to medium or a medium to large character? He may be the Batman. You know, we don't know. Or is it going to be the Green Lantern? You know, I think they're going to keep this under wraps. And this could just be, I mean, look how, when The Rock was cast as Black Adam for Shazam, another DCEU upcoming picture, that was years ago, and the film is years off yet, so if Green Lantern is coming 2020, you know, we're still like 3 or 4 years away from now. It could be 5 years if it don't come to a little bit later, but so they could be casting him now just to give him a little cameo, maybe mid-credit scene, because I think DC are going to be doing a mid-credit scene, so you haven't got to sit in the theatre until the credits are fully finished before you get this little bonus scene. I think it's good that they give you a little bonus scene. I love a bonus scene. I think that's one of Marvel's best little gimmicks. Now, I think DC should do it, but do it mid-credit, so at least you can, you know, the film's finished, you can sit there oohing and ahhing like, oh, how epic was that? And then you've only got to wait a couple of minutes and then you get this little teaser of what's coming next. So maybe that's the sort of scene he's going to be in, just if he gets cast at all. It's all speculation. Maybe if he is cast as Green Lantern, it'll just be a quick scene during mid-credits and then leave us thinking, oh, you know, waiting for Justice League 2 or indeed the Green Lantern Corps. On the other hand, he's certainly not going to be John Stewart, is he? Not unless he gets a nice little tan. But I'm thinking they're going to go again with the Hal Jordan as opposed to Guy Gardner, because Hal Jordan is more commonly known, you know. So, and that's it. That's about it for the DCEU news today. Thank you all for joining me. I'm hoping there's going to be a trailer come along soon. I mean, I'd love to do a reaction. Like, for example, if Justice League trailer drops tomorrow, I'd love to do a reaction for that. I'd love to talk about it with you guys next Sunday. I've been, you know, now I've been Sweet Potatoes. I'd like to thank you all for joining me. I'm glad you watched the video. Please give it a thumbs up, and just down there should be a little red subscribe button. Just click it. The world won't end, I promise. Just click the button. Lets me know there's a bit of an audience out there for these. And I'll see you guys on Wednesday for the Wednesday wind up. Tune in for those, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Eesh!